What it do, YouTube? It's that time of week again. I know it's been a while. I didn't do it last week. I was kicking myself like, damn, that's the catchphrase right there. It's a catchphrase. But before we get into the preview part, I just want to sit back and evaluate the AFC East as far as their week 1 performances. Start off with the New England Patriots. They got the dub against the Houston Texans. I was expecting that. I'm like, it's the New England Patriots. I'm expecting them to be, they're the only team in the AFC East that I look on tape so far that I think that will give the Miami Dolphins a run for their money. Of course, I'm expecting them to get at least 11 wins. Dolphins, of course, excellent win. I told myself I was going to be humble about this, but y'all make me sick. The ones that sat back and said that they wanted Baker Mayfield to replace Ryan Tannehill before the draft came, y'all make me sick. Because I sat back and was going over some videos, and y'all was just basically saying, like, why don't you want Baker Mayfield, Ryan Tannehill? He's not gonna take us to the playoffs. Now I'm gonna hold my tongue about that playoff comment, but I felt Ryan Tannehill again. He played very, very efficient, excluding the 2 interceptions. I thought Mike Gesicki should have put a little bit more of an effort in defending that interception. That other interception he ended up doing, oh no, might have been a miscommunication with Jakeem Grant or Kenny Stills. Because to be honest, if you look at that replay closely, somebody was open on that play. So honestly, I think it was a miscommunication. So I can't really blame Tannehill for what happened in that game. Now, New York Jets. I think that Monday night game was a fluke against the Lions. Now, I live in the DC area. Obviously, the Redskins ended up beating the hell out of the Arizona Cardinals Sunday. You and I believe I did not hear the end of, the Redskins are going to the playoffs. They sound just like Dallas Cowboys fans. And the same thing goes for the New York Jets fans. Jets. Cut it out. I don't want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it because it is ridiculous how they sat back and the game was tight going into the second half. The game was tight, and Matthew Stafford ended up throwing those interceptions, and then that's when it just started snowballing from there. Like the Jets I just felt like the Detroit Lions just gave up. Defense gave up. Special teams just gave up, and ended up having Andre Roberts ended up getting the punt return. Like, come on now. Like, I'm not impressed. I'm really not impressed by the New York Jets. I really think, after what I saw from the Buffalo Bills, I think the Jets will end up coming in third. But the Buffalo Bills, speaking of Buffalo Bills, I felt sorry for them on Sunday when they ended up playing the Baltimore Ravens. To be honest, I feel the Baltimore Ravens are more rivals than the Buffalo Bills, to be honest with you. I cannot stand the Baltimore Ravens. But Nathan Peterman, he shouldn't even have been in the starting lineup in the first place, because if I remember correctly, he ended up throwing 4 or 5 picks in that last preseason game. So really, he didn't deserve to be in the starting lineup. So they finally want to go with Josh Allen. And listening in to Sean McDermott, excuse me, Sean McDermott's interview this afternoon, he was like, I feel like this is the right decision to make. Like, come on now, we're on week 2. Now, if Josh Allen does not perform the way we want him to perform, because there's obviously a reason why you made Nathan Peterman the starter for the Buffalo Bills. Maybe a Buffalo Bills fan can comment on the video, let me know what's going on over there. But I honestly, I don't feel like the Buffalo Bills are going to be a threat to us this year. But I will say this: I need LaShawn McCoy to go off, because in fact he on my fantasy team and ain't looking too good if he getting only 22 yards rushing, a -1 receiving yard in week 1. I'm just saying. But kicking it off into the preview part, like I told you before, I really cannot assess the New York Jets because of the fact of what happened on that Monday night game. I just felt Matthew Stafford ended up giving the New York Jets that game. But one thing I will say, pressuring a rookie quarterback is imperative, because of course mixing up your schemes, giving him a whole bunch of different looks. I want to see if Sam Darnold can beat us on his own. With that being said, I want us to stack the box. I want us to focus on stopping the run, playing physical with these wide receivers. I know Enunwa is going to be an issue because that boy is a burner. But I want to see Sam Darnold beat us. His first play of the game against the Detroit Lions, he ended up throwing a pick 6. So he's gonna have to show me. He's gonna have to show me that he could play in this league. And honestly, I feel, again, I want to deeply assess this Miami Dolphins pass rush, because I was not impressed. We did not get our 1 sack last week. I know Jose's ended up making a comment on the Final Thought video on Sunday, basically saying they chop block. I did see that that comment that Omar Kelly showed on one video. But still, if you have both your offensive tackles out for the Tennessee Titans and we're not accumulating no type of pressure, I know we got 3 picks, but honestly, I think those are just boneheaded, dumb 3 picks, to be honest with you, by Marcus Mariota and the backup. But we got to accumulate some type of pressure. This is unacceptable. We paying all this money on the defensive line. We got to get some type of pressure. I don't want to see Sam Darnold sitting back there all day. A quarterback sitting back all day can make it look like an all-star. So if Sam Darnold ends up having some type of completion percentage or pass rating in the hundreds, I guarantee you, the next thing that's gonna be tweeting is Sam Darnold is the real deal. I don't want to see that. So recapping what I just said. Pressure Sam Darnold. Stopping the run. Load the box. I want us to load the box. Isaiah Crowell and Bilal Powell. I'm not sold on Bilal Powell. So load the box. Stop the run. And of course, play physical with these wide receivers. And have Sam Darnold beat us. Now, defensively. I think Matthew Stafford threw 5 picks. Now looking at assessing every single one of those picks, I just think it was just a boneheaded pick. I'm not sold on the New York Jets D whatsoever. Maybe that pass rush, maybe we'll see. But as far as that secondary and that linebacking core, I honestly think I like our wide receivers and tight end against their secondary. Maurice Claiborne, Tremaine Johnson. If you remember Tremaine Johnson, used to play for the Rams, and we ended up coming back and beating the Rams when Devontae Parker ended up running the same goddamn route. So basically, Tremaine Johnson is not. I think with our speed, Tremaine Johnson and Maurice Claiborne can't keep up. Same thing with Buster Screen. Man, that man's a dead body on defense. He's the weak link. Like, remember how I said Malcolm Butler is the weak link last week? It's a Buster Screen. Most definitely is Buster Screen. So, but I think Mike Gesicki's gonna go off against these young linebackers for the New York Jets. I really think so. And as far as the safeties, Jamal Adams and Marcus May. Jamal Adams just had his first pick. Man got elbows for hands. All right, he got elbows for hands. So I think we're gonna have some success against this New York Jets secondary. Another thing is I want to continue that run pass balance. 50%. Of course, the spell between Kenyon Drake and Frank Gore. I really like that. But I expect Frank Gore to have more touches this week, considering how he played so well last week. Now, real quick, I wanted to cover these projections. I almost forgot about this. The projections for the power rankings for week 2. Now, Wise with Tony brought this to my attention. They had the Miami Dolphins ranked 32nd in the league before the season even started, and now they have them ranked 27th. And they have the Tennessee Titans, which is the team that we just beat, ranked 26th. Look, to be honest with you, I don't pay the power rankings no mind, because I keep saying this every single time we end up talking about why certain teams ends up beating a team they have no business beating. Look, to be honest with you, football is about matchups. A team may match up better than other teams. Like, for example, let's take the Oakland Raiders for example. When they ended up playing the Los Angeles Rams, they were not able to accumulate no type of pass rush. Now, honestly, I think we fare better up against the Los Angeles Rams, because I think we could accumulate some type of pass rush. But depending, looking at on paper, what we have on paper. So basically, you can't just evaluate power rankings every single week by the team. You just can't do it. It cannot happen. It's about matchups. It's about team personnel, how they match up against certain teams, and certain different teams match up differently. So I don't pay power rankings no mind whatsoever. But final score, those of y'all that are new to the channel, I don't ever pick against the Dolphins. I always pick the Dolphins to win, so you're gonna have to you take it or leave it. But 31-17, Dolphins over New York Jets. Jets at home, period, divisional game, very, very important. But I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to the Madden Simulator, and let's see if we both agree. Last week we agreed. We're both 1-0. Let's see how they roll. Going into it, Sam Darnold in the red zone. I believe he's finding a Nunwa across the middle. By the way, me and Madden, we are 1-1 so far on the season. I don't think you guys knew. Well, you already knew that. But first Miami Dolphins drive. Tannehill ends up scrambling to the right. Ends up hitting Albert Wilson in the corner over there, picking up a big game. Ends up setting up a Miami Dolphins field goal and ends up making the score 7-3. Second drive for the Miami Dolphins, they end up punting. I believe that's Andre Roberts for the New York Jets. Ends up muffing the punt, and McIntyre ends up picking it up, setting up another Miami Dolphins field goal. And Sam Darnold ends up hitting Curse. The best safety in the league, Rashad Jones, ends up forcing the fumble, and Stephon Anthony ends up setting up another Miami Dolphins field goal. And in the corner, you have Darnold hitting Sterling, but that touchdown's a little bit questionable to me because I didn't see his foot actually cross the line. But hey, that's bad for you. They sit back and give you these scores. Final score 14-9. Debatable to me. I'm going with Miami. You already know. Quick notes. Devontae Parker is back. May possibly play up against the Jets. Josh Sitton, shoulder injury, may not play. Amendola didn't practice. And also William Hayes didn't practice. But let me know what you guys think. You know what it is. If you enjoy the content, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. This is GreatOne DeVore. I'm up out of here.